Today's episode is coming to you from the iconic Icahn Stadium on Randall's Island, home of the second annual Athlos NYC, a groundbreaking women's track and field event created by my brother-in-law, Alexis O'Haney. We've got three of the fastest women alive joining us today.
First up, she's a Harvard grad, Olympic medalist, one of the world's most brilliant forces in the 200 meters.
I got punched in the face by this girl.
Please welcome Gabby Thomas.
Hi, everyone. So we are back in the Stockton Street podcast. And of course, I've got Serena. And of course, we have Gabby, the legend, world champion, Olympic gold medalist. And we're here at Icahn Stadium at the second annual Athlos women's track event started by my brother-in-law. So proud of him for starting that. And also, this is a place to highlight women, highlight sports, highlight investment, all the things. And little known fact, we used to run track, but we're going to get into that later. Yes. But we're so happy to welcome you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gabby.
Thanks for coming on Stockton Street. It was really fun. So let's just talk about the obvious. How did you get into track?
Well, my mom actually made me. It was.
She made you?
Yeah, she made me.
Did you want to do it?
No.
How old were you?
At the time, I was 13.
Oh,
but
wow.
Who just wants to run? That's the thing. I was like, why would I stop playing, soccer, basketball, softball, all these other sports that I love doing to go run in a circle over and over again.
Right.
But the thing is, I didn't know, I didn't understand that there were so many different events in track and field that actually are fun. I just knew it's going to be painful. But once I started
What did you think you were going to be doing? Just running a marathon?
Literally just running. Yeah,
just running.
In a circle.
Oh, okay.
That's what I envisioned in my head.
Your 13-year-old mind didn't get it yet.
So you had never watched the Olympics and all the...
I didn't put two and two together. So I had watched Alice and Felix, Olympic trials and Olympics. And so I understood that there was a 100-meter, I knew that race existed, but I guess I didn't put two and two together that the high school track team, you were doing that.
Okay, so were you a star on the high school track team?
Immediately, yes, I was.
Really?
I will say that.
Immediately, yes.
Yeah, I will say that.
What?
But I ran track. So at this point, I had moved to Massachusetts, and so it's a little less competitive there, and so I was just eating.
Killed everyone.
Yeah, I was eating the girlies up.
Yes.
I was eating the girls up. So it was
it's
fun
like
for
when you're
me.
a nice girl, but you have to say it politely,
Good job.
They didn't stand a chance.
You killed that.
And they didn't stand a chance. That's basically
Well, thank
what
God
happened.
for your mom.
Yeah, no,
She sounds like a
truly.
huge influence in your life. And you've come from a big family like us, 5 kids.
Yeah, yeah. So I have a twin brother, 2 little brothers, and a baby sister. So
Yeah.
it's a
that's
lot
so
of fun.
nice.
And I'm the oldest. Yes.
Oh, you're the oldest?
Yeah, my twin and I were the oldest.
So did you feel like you were always the mom?
Yes,
Yeah.
I felt like that with my twin brother too.
Oh. Are you older than your twin brother?
No, he's older, but
Ah.
you know how it is with
Yeah.
girls.
Boys.
Girls and boys. So I really do feel like I was the oldest, but it was nice. I just feel like you learn a lot from your siblings, and having so many different personalities is so fun. My brother is very artsy, so he's doing graphic design now. He always loved drawing and painting.
Wow.
And I'm just we're so different, but it's so fun because he just tackles life in a completely different way.
So
than
he
I
does
do.
the arts, you do neurology.
Yes. I was STEM, doctor. That was the plan. I'm very on top of my stuff. He's very laissez-faire. He was oh, everything will work out. And I'm oh no, I need this lined up. Everything's lined up years in advance.
I love that. I feel like though in sport, not women, but I feel like in sport, it just gives you this discipline.
Yes.
Do you feel like you were this before you started sport, and then?
I started sport so early, but I
Yeah.
think that's why I'm like that, because I started soccer at 4 or 5, playing rec soccer, and then I tried gymnastics. Just too tall. I'm sure y'all understand.
For the record, I desperately wanted to be a gymnast. But
Did you?
One day my dad was we would always say, what do you do if it doesn't work out in tennis? And I would always say, I want to be a gymnast. And so one day my dad took me aside and he's like, you can't say that anymore. I also was 10 years old. And when I tell you I was devastated, my heart sank, and I felt like you crushed my dream of being a gymnast.
I remember being 11 and thinking, man, she's kind of being unrealistic here. Really? Yeah, like this isn't
Why?
gonna
What was the
work out.
problem? What was the problem?
Well, she was
Just-
already too
tall.
tall.
Yeah, already, yeah.
You kind of got to start a little young. And
Yeah.
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 Ship had sailed.
the ship had
Exactly. It
sailed.
was
In the
never
right
gonna happen.
direction, though.
In the right direction.
Right
but-
straight over to Flushing, around the corner.
But I love that how sport gives you discipline. And I think
Yes.
in a lot of things that we do, in particular, if you want to move on and do other things, whether that's building a business or being a doctor, you really need that discipline to succeed.
And my favorite thing that you get from sports, and I just see it every day now, and you can tell who doesn't do sports sometimes just because of this,
Yeah.
but the resilience.
Yes.
Like there's nothing like, you don't even realize how resilient you are as a person until you go out in the real world and leave your sport and you're like, oh, like, no, I can deal with this.
Those are a lot of topics we like to talk about here too, because obviously we're doing the same thing that you do, and the things that it teaches you, and also kind of this topic of resilience, but also figuring out who you are.
Yeah.
Because you have to see yourself when you are doing a sport, because if you don't, when you lose, you'll never win again.
Yes.
So
yes.
can you tell us about like kind of a moment where you kind of had to step into being uncomfortable? Because as an athlete, I feel like you do that all the time,
Yes.
every single day.
Yes, easily. I think when I graduated from school, so I graduated in 2019, and I was running at Harvard, which I loved my time there, but it's just not a sports school. So I was making this jump to be a professional runner. I wanted to see if I can make the Tokyo Olympic team. This is, back for the 2020 Olympics, ended up being 2021. And I didn't know what I was doing. I was like, I'm just gonna put myself out there and see what happens. And so I moved to Austin, Texas, and I was so uncomfortable. I moved there to be with other Olympians. My coach was an Olympian. And as you may know now, because of what we're learning about Athlos, the sport of track and field just doesn't have a lot of structure as it is.
No.
So we're all just kind of like making things up as we go, figuring it out. You have to hire your own coach, hire your own team, find out where you're going to train on your own.
Yep.
There's no one's telling you where to go. There are no teams, right? So I just remember thinking, I don't know what I've got myself into.
So what made it so uncomfortable?
I wasn't as talented as everyone else. We'll start there. My times were
And why do you
nowhere-
say that?
And my track is objective. So you look at the times, and your times are your times.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
my
fair.
times were not as fast as everyone else's. Where I was at that point, it was not good enough to get me on an Olympic team.
Yeah.
It wasn't. I just had to believe that I could get there. And what I wanted to do was put myself in an environment and a position where I had to grow.
Right.
So I needed to be around
So
people
you had
who
to
would take me
surround
there.
yourself with
Yes,
that.
and I got my ass beat in practice every day, and it was so hard, and it
But
was
you guys are
frustrating.
upsetting, but it fires you up.
Exactly.
But was it by
But to
other
your
women
point,
or was it
other women, my
yeah.
training partners?
Right,
And
your
it's
training
all
partners.
love, right?
Yeah.
They're just doing what they do. They're badass track athletes. But to your point, you could let that beat you up. You could get frustrated. You can be upset, and people do it every day. They'll quit.
Right.
But I was like, no, I have to think about, okay, who am I, and what do I want out of this? What is my purpose?
Yeah.
And it's, of course, making the Olympic team, right? But it's about, I wanted to be better. I
Yeah.
wanted to better myself, not just as an athlete, but as a person.
So that was your purpose.
Yes.
Being
At
your
that time,
best.
it was being my best. It was
Yeah.
showing myself that I couldn't quit
Yeah.
and proving to myself that I could do it.
But it was at the time that was your best, and so
It
you had
was.
to take a moment and say, "I can actually do better and be better,"
Yes.
and go and taking your best to the next level.
And it was choosing to believe that I could.
Yeah.
Because I could say, yeah, this is my limit. This is my time. Like, this is me.
So I wonder what sets that apart from people saying, "I can choose to be better." I would love your thoughts on this, as opposed to saying, like, "I did great," and so
It's a balancing act, isn't it?
It
Because,
is.
right, you do have to give yourself props. You do have to be like, no, I'm doing great. I am great. And I knew I was great, right? I'm not even saying like, I wasn't like, oh, woe is me. I suck. I'm the worst one here. Like, it was like, no, I feel like I'm great, but I can always be better. And that's the great thing about track and field, because it is objective. The times are the times, and you can always be better. While you're racing people in other lanes, you're also racing yourself. You're racing the clock.
you're racing. I was gonna say you're
Right?
racing time, right?
You're racing times.
Yeah.
Right? Like there's a
That has to be a
$250,000 prize
very
purse for a
fun
world record.
opponent.
Yeah. No, it is fun. It adds a whole other element to it. And so,
So wait, you said there's a $250,000 prize
at
if you-
Athlos,
at
if you
Athlos.
break a world record tonight.
So I want to talk about women's sport a little bit and a little bit about Athlos, because I just feel like suddenly people are into women's sport, right?
Yes.
And now it's like, oh my God, this is popular and this is cool. I don't know if it's cool because it's an opportunity for other people that don't look like us to make more money, you know, on women, or if it's cool because is that their thought process, and or is it their thought process, okay, that they're really noticing women? I think it's a little bit of both, right?
I think so too, right?
It absolutely is.
I mean, it's obviously a great investment. I mean, women's sports are awesome. So you have that piece of it.
Investing in women is always something
exactly,
that
and
is a great investment.
You're gonna make the money off of it. But I also think it's the social media of it too. Like, to your point, we bring so much to the sport, and people like us bring so much to the sport. And Alexis had DM'd me when he was first envisioning, you know, this whole getting into track and Athlos, and it's because he saw us everywhere. He saw us and was like, oh, they look cool. They look dope. They can tell great stories. People want to watch them. Like, people want to follow them. They want to see what we're wearing, how we're doing our makeup, how we're doing our hair. Yeah. Like, we just,
and also how you kill it
and
on the field.
And how we kill it on the field.
Yes, yes.
Like,
and what amazing athletes you are, and how we look, and powerful is beautiful, and strong is beautiful. And okay, so I just think it's amazing. I think I absolutely love what Alexis is doing with Athlos, and I love how he started with women, and also bringing prize money in a sport that has never typically had a ton of prize money. Just say that.
People are always so surprised.
It's so surprised, but I love how at this event, he's really bringing Alexis bringing a lot of money into it.
I mean, it was the largest prize purse in track and field history last year when we did this event. All he did was take what existed currently and just doubled it. And then as soon as he did that, y'all, as soon as Athlos happened, as soon as Athlos happened, everybody else in track got in line, right? It was like,
and Alexis did that as well in women's soccer. With the LA team. I love how suddenly he started believing in that, and then suddenly all these teams started popping up, and these valuations got really, really insane. But it really just takes one to believe, right?
Yeah, I remember seeing that. I mean, it's incredible how attitudes and mindsets can shift when you just have one person who's willing to just speak up, to be the change. It's incredible.
What is the one thing that makes you great? What's your secret ingredient?
Probably my grit. I'm just a very gritty athlete.
Because honestly, if I were to look at you, I would be like, she don't look gritty.
Well, people are so, I'm telling you.
Like, she looks so
I get that all the time. I get that all the time.
I would have written you up. I would have been like, I'm going to outrun her.
Thank you. That was me.
You would have just pulled your hamstring.
That was me coming into the sport. And I feel like I had that. Like, I came in from Massachusetts. I was at Harvard, girl.
Like,
I was lanky. Like, I didn't even have muscles I have now. I didn't have then. Like, people wrote me off. And so I felt like I had to prove myself in the track.
Was your coach really pivotal in helping you to?
She might be the only like professional woman coach in track and field. There are other ones, but they're college coaches. But she is a professional women's coach in a very male-dominated sport, right? Agents, coaches, y'all know how it is.
Yes.
Like, she really fine-tuned my killer instinct. I mean, she gave me that, like, or helped me develop that edge.
Yeah.
Like, no, the mindset that you need to have to be in this sport is like, people are out to get you. There's only so much, at the time, there's only so much money to be made in the sport. You need to be
making all that.
Yes, you need to be getting the bag. You need to be winning races, because if you're not first, you're last. Like, let's be honest.
That's what Ricky Bobby said.
That's what we said.
My favorite.
Okay, so tell us specifically how you developed that grit. How did you come up and become like the badass you are?
So I remember, I will never forget this, the Olympic trials of 2021. I had been training under Coach Bailey, that's her name, for about a year. And we go to Eugene, Oregon, which is where we run our trials all the time. And I was going into this trials thinking, oh, I might try to make the Olympic team. It's going to be great. I'll have a good time. Like, let's see what I can do. Just so happy. And I remember her sitting me down and being like, look, nobody cares that you are here. Nobody cares that you are running. You need to win. All they care about is medals. These shoe companies that pay you, the brands that pay you, all they care about is medals. So you can be here, you can have fun all you want, but that's not what we're here for. And it scared me. It scared me. My mindset immediately shifted. And she didn't mean to scare me. She was being real. because that's how she is, and that's how the sport is.
That's
and
how
I needed
all sports are.
It's how all sports are.
It doesn't matter if you're not first, you're last. They
Yes.
care about who's holding the trophy, who's holding the gold medal. In the
Exactly.
end, nobody really remembers, oh, I did great, and I went to the
yeah.
quarterfinals, or I went to the semi. I speak tennis terms. I went to the semifinals of that gold medal
the last
match.
heat,
The last heat. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I almost run. But in track and field, and the difference between winning first and second could be maybe a thousandth of a second.
Yes.
So it's just
Wow.
very, very cutthroat. But I needed that. And I responded to that. And it's how you respond to those kind of moments that make you or break you as an athlete. I went in with an entirely different attitude. And I ended up running the second fastest time since FloJo. So it was a complete game changer.
Amazing.
I mean, my career had changed overnight. But it's because I needed to hear that.
That's amazing. So
Yeah.
you also studied neurology. And so
Yes.
you look at sport a little bit differently than the regular athletes that didn't study neurology.
Interesting.
Serena and I, okay, and everybody else, basically. So how do you apply what you studied? Because the body and the mind and the body react, right?
Oh, yeah.
How do you apply that to your track and field? Do you think it gives you an advantage?
Yeah, so it was neurobiology in college, and having that understanding of how your nervous system works, I think was a huge advantage. I took that with me when I was thinking about my recovery, right? I was thinking about sleep. And the average college athlete, you know.
So give us an example
they
of
might
your
be going out.
routine
Yeah,
without giving, away all your secrets.
Yeah, I don't want to give away too much.
Okay.
But, they might go out all the time and get a little bit of sleep and then try to go to practice the next day. And I was terrified of doing that. I was like, no, I need my 9 to 10 hours.
Done that once or twice.
Yeah, there was one time where our dad was outside, and at the time he used to smoke, and we were trying to figure out how do we sneak around him so we can get out.
Oh my gosh.
Honestly, it wasn't every time, but this particular time we're like trying to sideways shuffle.
Man.
So that was my problem. Now I get it.
That's why you didn't win more.
You can only do that when you're so young, right? I used to, my freshman. not the side eyes.
I was in my 30s.
That's you. I can't do that anymore. My freshman year, I would, show up to Saturday morning practice, hungover, run my 200s, but I just can't. So I had an appreciation for it, right? I had an understanding of muscle memory and how that works. But truthfully, I feel like I learned so much more about myself, my brain, my mind and body through experiencing sport.
Yeah.
I'll be honest.
Well, we really appreciate you having you. I do have a couple questions really quick. Fun questions. First, is that an engagement ring? I mean, hello.
Yes,
Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, thank you. So I've been engaged for a few months now, and I've just started the wedding planning process.
Oh.
Yes, I know. I have a life outside of
Are
track.
you so
It's great.
excited?
I am really excited.
Oh.
Yes.
Obviously, you're engaged. You will never have any of these problems anymore, but you have to just fill in the blank. Don't date them if
They can't handle your success.
Oh, that's the best one.
that's
we've
a big
heard.
one.
I'd say, yeah.
Yeah.
And
On or
It
off the
happens.
Have
field,
you-
right?
yeah.
I mean, you don't
exactly.
have to mention any stories, but have you had to deal with that as a extremely successful woman?
Yes. Yes, I have. And it can show up in subtle ways, or it can show up in major ways, right? And so now I'm fortunate to have someone who is my biggest cheerleader,
Yeah.
biggest supporter.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
It's so important for them to be your biggest cheerleader.
Yes.
So I wanted to ask a funny question, because in tennis, we all share a locker room, and tennis is very competitive, just like track. I see you smiling, just like track and field. And as we talk to you and your fellow athletes here, I was just always thinking, do you have any fun stories? There's a lot of things what happens in the locker room stays in the locker
Who's
room.
most likely to get to the track and field, to the stadium and not have their shoes,
No, not like that.
like
Who
that.
cares about that? We want to know what.
Am I
did you ever
mentioned
go
that?
down in the
Who's
locker room?
swinging,
I will say, so
And we'll be fair and tell a story too.
listen, we have training partners. We're all athletes. We're competitive. It gets like that. And I will, when you are doing really well, and sometimes your teammates aren't, they get jealous. You get haters, right?
Say
and
less.
Yes,
We
and
get
I
it.
have my share of haters for sure. And I remember I walked in the weight room one day, and we got into a very small spat. But this girl thought that I was a sweet nerd, a quiet nerd who wouldn't do anything. So
You set her straight.
she tried me and thought I was going to back down. And when I didn't,
And did you back down?
I did not back down.
Did not
but
back
I got
Never
smacked in the
back down.
face. I got punched in the face by this girl. by
And
this
did
girl.
you drop her or no?
No,
Oh,
I didn't.
yeah.
I don't play that. I'm sorry, I don't play that. I'm calling the police. I'm
Did you
sorry.
press
I'm
charge?
I'll see you.
I'll see you in court.
I don't play that.
You lawyered
I
up.
don't do that.
You're like, that's the most expensive mistake you ever made.
Period. Period. You're gonna learn
God.
today. But no, it does happen.
Okay,
I just
track is much different than tennis.
Wait. I mean,
you guys are swinging.
gosh. Well, that
Was it like this or like?
no, it was an all out, all on video, all on security camera.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
wild.
So we're
It's
definitely
wild.
going to be Googling
And it's
that.
not the only time. I think something about me rubs people the wrong way. Something about when I'm just winning and happy just
That's
just
so
makes,
crazy.
makes people so
No.
mad.
Well, gosh, our stories can't compare.
You've never been punched in the face
Girl,
by
if
a
I've been
training
punching them. You think someone would punch me in the face? True.
True.
Who's punching me in the face in the locker room? Come on.
Oh my God.
And live
Like,
to
I
tell
dare
the-
you. Yeah, I
And
dare
live
you.
to tell the story.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
So-
I don't think we have a
Maybe-
story to
Yeah,
tell
no,
after
no,
that.
no,
Didn't
no,
even come close to
no.
that.
No.
Oh, we were just thinking,
Must be
maybe
nice.
we were thinking
Must be
the
nice.
person to show up late. I
No,
know
that's-
gosh.
No, this
We're
is
so
how
nice
it
in
is.
tennis.
Not track and field, but like I said, it's a cutthroat sport.
Gosh.
You gotta be a killer.
I am literally
I already said that.
Okay, so maybe we end on a serious question.
yes.
What is the most important part of your process that makes you a champion? That you need to do day in, day out until you walk off of this field?
It's staying grounded. Like every day I wake up, I walk my dog, I get coffee, I talk to my friends who I haven't seen in a while, I get involved in things off the track. It just keeps me grounded, keeps things in perspective, and it keeps me sane.
Yeah. I love that.
That you know you have to work hard for that next win.
Exactly.
It's not a given.
The best athlete is the most humble athlete. They're humble to know that they need to work harder than they did when they won their championship. So,
Amen.
And that applies to
Amen.
life.
and that
It
applies to
Amen.
life. So that
Biggest
is
lesson I have learned.
biggest.
Yes.
Well, thanks for coming.
Yeah,
Thank
thanks
you.
for
We're so
inspiring
excited
us,
and
too.
inspiring us and
Thanks
giving
for
us
having
such.
And in your next fight, I hope you swing.
I don't. I love that she did. She got
I'm like, oh, I'm falling out.